Sean Gray. Oh, yes, are we working?
We are, yeah.
Everybody's microphone is on, that's fantastic. It's Q&A, we'll be throwing it open to you. I'm just going to ask first of all, Chris, 9 years since Fallen Arms. This will be a familiar question, but what took you so long to come back to directing?
Well, this came together in sort of bits early on around other things that I was doing, so it didn't form into a sort of fully kind of a full speed project until maybe 5 years ago, and even that's long. But it came about. I didn't realise it was starting when it was starting, because the first thing that happened was I was just watching a TV news report which was reporting that the FBI had just arrested an army based in Miami that was planning a full-scale ground war against the United States. And this was on Sky News, I think, so it was here. And I thought, full-scale ground war, an army in Miami, what the hell's going on? It was kind of 2007, I think. And 3 years later, I bumped into someone involved in the trial who said, remember that full-scale ground war? You know what it was going to be? It was going to be 7 construction workers taking over Chicago by riding in on horses. And this had been presented by the American government as the biggest plot since 9/11. And it was an Al-Qaeda plot, supposedly. All these guys went to prison. They were basically one Moorish leader from Chicago and 6 Haitian Catholics. They had nothing to do with Al-Qaeda. And what had happened was that they run out of money where they lived in Miami, and they'd fallen in with an FBI informant who was offering them $50,000 to come up with a plan against the American government. So the first plan was, we want to lead a protest to the governor's house about conditions in the projects. That was going to get them 50 grand. So they kept busting it until they came up with this mad idea. They said, because we're construction workers, because one of us comes from Chicago, we know how to knock over the Sears Tower. And we'll knock it over and cause a tidal wave from the lake. And then when that subsides, that's when we're going to ride in on horses. Because people respect a man on a horse. These are words from the transcripts of the FBI arrest complaint. So it was ridiculous, and the ridiculousness of this story, I then discovered, wasn't a one-off, it was repeated. Incredibly, about every 3 or 4 weeks, there's an arrest like this made out of a sting operation, where the FBI essentially invents a terrorist plot, finds someone to carry it out, and then arrests them for it. And they have a 99% conviction rate because they're very good at it. So I guess the reason really for the length of time was because having come across this mad and enticing story, we then had to research it to within an inch of its life. Because if you're going to make up a story within all of those complicated parameters, you need to have enough knowledge to feel that you can bullshit sufficiently to be able to say they would do that, they wouldn't do that, and then occasionally you can talk to somebody who actually knows about it to be right. But you know what I mean? It was a strange environment. Strange because I didn't know much about how the FBI works or the Department of Justice that runs them, or the sort of people that they picked on who tend to be peripheral and mainly brown and black. So I had to go and sort of visit all those areas and then put together a kind of version of reality in my head before we could sit down and write the story. So yeah, I think we did it pretty quickly.
Well, it's easy to get people in the process because they're talking to you, and then perhaps it's quite easy to target, but it's something you have to look beyond themselves.
Well, you have to try various methods. And actually, the FBI, most people like talking about their jobs. So, and I started the FBI office in Los Angeles, which is quite used to talking to filmmakers. But on the day I arrived, they took me up to, not there, it's a whole government building, it's not just the FBI, it's the post office and all sorts of other things. They took me up to a floor that was clearly abandoned. And the press officer said to me, I've just Googled you. I thought, just Googled you. I wrote to you literally 3 months ago, you just Googled me. Anyway, I thought, we'll go with this. I've just Googled you, and it looks like you are a satirist. Please don't be nasty about And I thought, this is a pretty weird, I felt conflicted because she was a kind of nice person, but she wasn't reading the rule book and being kind of authoritarian. She was going, please don't be nasty, because we all take our jobs very seriously and we'd be really upset if you said anything nasty. And I then started thinking, you're going to try and trick me into telling you a lie. You want me to say, no, I won't do anything of the sort. And so I thought, and one thing I mustn't do was a bit like sort of, if you have a car accident, you don't say sorry for the insurance purposes. Just don't say sorry, whatever. And I was going, don't say no. So I just sort of bullshitted and I was like, I'm essentially interested in the sort of workplace dynamics of somewhere like that. You don't really see inside, it comes out, you see like consequences, you see very busy. And I could see in her eyes, she was going, you're not saying no, are you? So it was, that wasn't a trial by fire, it wasn't an ordeal as such, but and I did get the sort of the grown-up tour of the FBI office, where everybody is wearing a suit. It's rather sort of ugly layout, bad lighting, cheap furniture. It's not glamorous, but they are the elite, and they like telling you how damn good they are. This guy who sat in his office and said, I'm in charge of all terrorism along the Pacific Rim. And he lived the part. And it was only when I sat down in the coffee room afterwards and they all started sort of dicking about with each other that you get the other side. So you just have to do it progressively and use the fact that people do like talking about their jobs, and then occasionally you meet a dissident who will tell you, right, one of this job's about, basically about half the time it's about firing a Nerf gun. And this was a guy who worked in the Joint Terrorism Task Force building in Arizona. So what are you talking about? He said, well, it's a low-ceilinged office, and if you want to hit your colleague all the way across the room, you've got to get the trajectory of the Nerf gun just right. Otherwise you won't fuck him up enough. You're trying to get terrorists, and you said, yeah, the biggest antipathy in this whole office is between the Sunni file and the Shia file. They are all with Nerf guns. And then you start to get a bit of an insight about what it's really like inside those places.
Now this is a Q&A. We've got a roving microphone class. This is a good time for anybody who has a question to put up their hands, and we can start the slow process of sending a microphone in your direction. Don't be shy. As Norman Mailer said, there's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid answers. So it's the onus right back on us. Right, so we'll send a microphone over to you. And can I just ask you, while we're putting the microphone, try and walk things away, Sean, as the person provides additional material in this, at what stage did Chris get in touch with you?
I think about 3 years ago, which is quite late.
Quite late in the process.
Late in the process. Most of it was done. You obviously had a full script. I think you were doing, it was a couple of weeks after the Brexit vote. I remember talking about that with you. It was just fun. And then at the end of the meeting, you said, "Oh yeah, I've got some stuff. Maybe have a look at it." I think before some rehearsals or some auditions you were doing.
I think you basically, long before that, you'd sort of infiltrated my brain when we were working in Baltimore together with all sorts of thoughts that meant that I sort of had to ask you in the end. I don't know.
You sent me some documentary, the Newbergs thing.
Oh, that's a very good documentary. Yeah, that's worth watching. It's sort of one of the real stories that sort of went into this. And I won't say that much about it, except it's a case where four guys were prevailed upon by an FBI informant who had to offer them $250,000 before they agreed to get off their arse and try something. And that is, I mean, it's a good documentary. Right? It takes you through. It's got footage from the case. What did you make of it?
I'm trying to remember the Newbergs thing actually now. It's been a while since I've seen it. T. Error was the other one. Is that?
Yes, it's called, T in brackets, Error, which is about an FBI informant. It's basically made by somebody who was a journalism student who had this weird guy living in the basement of her flat who played loud jazz and smoked lots of joints and would get the other students down to kind of play. He was a sort of 65-year-old ex-Panther, and he seemed really exotic to them. And then one day he disappeared, and she hunted him down and discovered that all the time he'd been an FBI informant. who was actually trying to incriminate all the students in his block, but couldn't because all they were interested in doing was having a good time. And then he let her make a documentary about him going about his job of winding people up and trying to get them to break the law. So it's quite a good point of view from his angle. And you get the picture of the guy who's trying to make a living and feed his children, and is caught up in this process whereby he earns quite a lot of money from essentially entrapping people, and he knows he should get out of it, but he can't. So, there's lots of different angles and ways of looking at it, and it all ended up being useful, I would say, because I just fell for the quantity of it, but it all ends up being useful because it tells you that each person in this strange meccano of injustice is actually a human being, and that helps as a writer because it means that you don't see them as as an object. You can get inside their heads a bit. And then I say, I haven't thought of anything funny enough, and I send it to Sean, and then he comes up with 900 pages of fucking ridiculous jokes, which are very funny. So,
and I guess early on I didn't really know exactly what. I think I only got sent the pages of the sides for the rehearsal, so I didn't have an idea really what the whole story was. I think we changed the character names. So it was all in code.
oh yeah, for the auditions I put everything in code. Yeah, I know.
But no, it was fun. It was just basically just
So that's the other thing. That's quite clandestine shoot, wasn't it? In 2017, you wanted to
Turn it up.
yeah.
Here.
Yeah, it's.
I think mine's off.
Hold it closer to your mouth.
There we go. How's that? Are you hearing all of us? Let's just do a quick sound check.
Very low.
Very low. Let's try.
Yeah, this is closer.
Is that any better? Fantastic. We'll keep going. Sorry. Yes, I was just asking a question about there was a lot of secrecy about making this.
Well, it was accidentally secret. It was just that we hardly knew we were going to the Dominican Republic, so we didn't really have time to tell anyone. And then we were there for 3 months, and it was so hectic that, again, there wasn't any. It really was accidentally secret because there wasn't any great reason for it to be secret. It just happened that way. Some things you do, you need secrecy, but this one didn't in particular.
You've been very patient. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yours works.
Hello.
Put it closer to your mouth.
It's right here. So my question is back in the Brass Eye days, I love the fact that it was almost quite, when we look back on it, quite whistleblowy of the way that media would portray events and geopolitical topics being a certain kind of narrative compared to how they actually are in real life. And so my question is that carrying on from this and enjoying all of your satire to do with the media and how they portray things and the comparison between how the media portray things and how things actually exist in real life. How do you find the balance between being able to kind of subtly whistleblow new topics whilst remaining in the mainstream?
I'm just trying to work out if that sentence ends. I'm going to try, and I'll have a go, because I think maybe that question contained quite a lot of thoughts. And I'm going to keep talking until I say something that I think sounds a bit like the question, and then I'll answer that. Look, if you want to reduce, I once found a friend of mine took great pleasure in sending me an advert on eBay that advertised a flash drive of everything I'd ever done for 99p. And I thought, yeah, that's probably about right. It's a lot of glorified junk. But I think that if you want to put it in a nutshell, there's always a reaction where you simply go, right, that's bollocks. Whatever that's the informing sort of impetus of any project, and whether you're sort of looking at the way the media behaves in the 90s, the media thought of itself as something really big and powerful, and newscasters used to talk about speaking with the voice of God and things, so there was quite a lot to have a go at there. But there's really, I think, a common thread of responding to things which are thoughtless or hysterical, and in some way trying to appeal to rationalism. And I think in the case of these FBI stings, a lot of it is based on ignorance and a kind of hysteria that set in and was institutionalized after 9/11. And the way you tackle it depends on whether you want to tell a story or whether you want to rattle a cage in a different way, but the impetus is often the same, and I don't think it changes really. I think maybe that's because as a human being you don't tend to change very much, you try, but your basic responses to things are what they are. So whether that gets us anywhere, does that approach the simple answer to this? Okay, good.
Any questions from the audience? Yes, way up the back. Where's our microphone? Very back row, towards the centre, 1, 2, 3, 4 in. That is the word.
Fantastic.
So it's sort of the same. I run like a wee film club here in town. We were at the CCA for a while, but a couple of months back we did a charity screening of Brass Eye, which was a legal nightmare to sort out. But your friend, the director Michael Cumming, helped us out greatly. We had him along for a Q&A, and I asked him quite a lot of questions about yourself, but one specifically that he couldn't really answer. He also said that you were about as easy to communicate, like I had a better chance of getting a blowjob from the Pope than communicating directly. But I'd like to ask you, what's your obsession with no weddings?
With no levels. He doesn't fucking leave me alone. Everywhere I go, I mean, he wasn't here tonight, but he was last night I was in Edinburgh, and he turned up with a bag of Maltesers. Fucking moron, you should be put in prison. I'm obsessed with him, but you've brought him to mind now, and a sort of silly man with a silly beard, but yeah. So the question doesn't quite land. Am I obsessed with no lemons? Oh, that's you. Yeah. No lemons. No, it's good that you keep him in the public. Isn't he a conspiracy theorist now? I think so. I saw him on some breakfast TV show advocating something pretty ropey.
A box that would cure cancer or something, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. Was it? But that was when he had his comeback, and he said that he wrote notes to himself under his pillow, and then they went through the feathers into his head and became cancer. That sounded reasonable. That's what he was advocating the other day. I think he was advocating a sort of miniature robot mosquito that could cure cancer, but I could be wrong.
Any other questions? Right, up at the back is doing very well. In the red t-shirt, just along, you can pass the microphone just along to there. And any other questions? Let me just take you.
Hiya. Is it okay if I ask you about your fake granddad? Or is that a faux pas?
No, keep going. Is it a memory
Would that be a
test for me?
faux pas?
Say again?
Would that be a faux pas?
Oh, I see. Can I ask you about your Charles Brandreth joke book? Would you ever attempt to make drama? Would I ever attempt to make drama, did you say? Well, now, I think that writing drama is an incredibly lazy thing to do because it draft of comedy, but without ever having to bother writing the fucking jokes. Actually, Sandy McKenna wrote a great film book, one of the only ones that I could imagine recommending, where he sort of says something a bit like that. And, yeah, I don't know. Would you like, I mean, are you thinking of writing drama yourself? Is there a reason why you asked? Because in a way, we have to, we were just talking about this before, but the really annoying thing about writing a long form script in particular is how much structure it takes, and that structure is all dramatic. And then what you try and do is, most of the jokes you think of don't lie along the dramatic lines that you've come up with for the structure to tell the story, so you have to just go a long way until some inspiration gives you a sort of haiku of the dramatic beat in the form of a joke. So it is pretty wretched, I find, anyway.
Well, it was at the end, the very end of this.
Good on. No gag.
I mean, there are gags, but at the very end, you feel the weight of the.
No, that's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah.
my first answer sounded flippant, but you know, it is true. I mean, if you're telling a narrative that lasts for any amount of time, really, then it has to have drama in it. Otherwise, you're not interested in what happens next, and that's essentially what drama is telling a story in a way that makes you interested in what happens next. So the consequences of the actions have to land in a way that makes you think, is he going to get out of it, or what are they going to do, what page are they going to turn, how are they going to deal with this? And I think, I do sometimes see things where somebody has written a 2-hour drama without a single joke, and I admire their extraordinarily persistent, mad brains. I mean, how did you do that? Not one. Even Chernobyl had to. Jokes it did in 5 episodes. I'm sure there was a joke. I don't remember what it was. There was humour in that. There was humour in the
The dog shooting.
the children dancing in the flames. No, he's joke-free, isn't he? No, nothing. Hours and hours and hours on the fucking screen and not one single joke. What a sick... It's interesting.
Quick, let's have another question. We're running out of time, which is when you were about a few minutes left. We'll take the gentleman here in the check shirt, and there's, who was it? Yes, you over there, next.
Hello. Would you ever consider returning to televised satire like Brass Eye would do today?
Say again, would I consider it?
Would you ever consider bringing back Brass Eye or The Day Today? Also, thanks very much for both of them.
Pleasure. Although it was quite painful at the time, but yes, it was. Michael Cummings' documentary that was mentioned earlier makes it all look, he showed it to me before he took it out, and it makes it all look like it was really good fun. I looked back at that and I thought, fuck, that was really good fun, but it wasn't. It was really quite horrendous hard work and sort of fraying of the nerves. But I think if I've had a stroke, yeah, I will. And not until. I think it's simply because they bounce off something that doesn't exist anymore. There's so many of the sort of the things that those programs responded to aren't around us now. So it would be an act of extreme senility to try and do that.
Do you think as well there would be an interest in commission Brass Eye now? Do you think there'd be an appetite from executives for it?
If all other things were equal, as it were. I mean, it's very hard to test that one, isn't it? It's tempting to say no, but then I think we were lucky with the way those things were commissioned. In fact, Brass Eye, the pilot I made, was turned down. So it was commissioned by BBC Two and then turned down by BBC Two because it was going to trample on the relationships that the BBC had with certain people who were in the show. I'd like to think so, but the thing is that if you're trying to get things through, you have to work out where the gaps are. And even then, there were gaps that you could exploit. And I think if I were 25, I would be seeing gaps that I can't see now in the fabric of what I was trying to get into. I think that's the key thing, is not to be an old git. Is to be somebody who's kind of propelled to get through the fence and infuriated by what the fence is made of. And I don't know. I think implied in your question is no, but I don't really know. I don't really know.
Or maybe somebody will test it out. There was a question up here. Yes.
Yeah. I think you've kind of answered this already with that last one, but I was just going to ask, as you're described as a satirist, do you think that the job of the satirist is becoming much harder now compared to, say, Brass Eye in the 90s? Like Armando Iannucci says that he couldn't do the thick of it now because everything's just gone kind of crazy.
Well, it'd be interesting to make. I'm sure there's a comic character in Dominic Cummings. I mean, if it isn't already. I mean, because he doesn't present quite comically, but I mean, he does live in a castle, and I'm sure he goes onto the roof and shouts in thunderstorms about I think that there are opportunities. I think that the odd thing about right now is the breakup of a consensus, and I think that a lot of the satire that grew up after the 60s was essentially operating in a sort of consensual environment. So although it appeared to be challenging, it left quite a lot of its audience quite happy. I've never been happy about that anyway. I've always liked comedians like Jerry Sadowitz who left everybody unsafe. And, you know, felt that was brilliant. And I think that no, I don't think it's, I think there are a lot of people behaving like fucking idiots right now, so it should be a boom time for satire. And as I say, the only difficult thing is estimating the consensus of the audience. But I don't think that prevents it. I think the particular thing about Brass Eye is just because that particular sort of fabric of authority doesn't exist in the same way. People are self-undermining much more, so you can't hold somebody's false authority to ridicule in the same way that you could.
And that means we've just about run out of time. I'm really sorry. I know we could keep on talking, but please join me in thanking our guest, Chris Morris.